What's going on, guys? Matt with Final Rise here. In this video, I wanted to make a little pack dump overview, give you guys a glimpse into what I'm running in my vest this year. I did make a small little audible and changed game bags. I kind of scaled it down. Over the past couple of years, I've run our full-size Summit vest, but just for kicks and giggles and to try it out, I actually swapped out the game bag and I've got a Sidekick on here right now. The only give and take that comes with that is that the Sidekick doesn't have the ability to put the bird inside of the game bag, but we do have a solution for that. I'll show you that here in a second. But to give you a quick go through of what we've got going on the waist belt on the side, I've got a box call pouch. The way that our pockets attach is you can also run them horizontally as well, and so I've basically flip-flopped the metal bar sliders there. I did have to make, for this particular pocket, use some of the one wrap and make a loop over the top of the horizontal loop to create a vertical loop for that to punch through. Very simple to do. And so this is all done with components that anybody can get off of our website. So I run that on my right hip. Easy for me to pull that out. I've got it secured. It's nice and tight. It's not going to make any noise while I'm walking or while I'm set up. And then on the same side there on the right, I have one of our shell holders and I have a couple spare TSS loads. This is great if you're running a single shot and you don't want to carry the shells on your gun, or if you just want to make sure you've got a couple extra shells in the vest there. Then on my left hip, I've got two different striker pouches. Those are, of course, run horizontally as well. I didn't need to use any one wrap to be able to create a vertical loop. I was just able to feed one in from the top and then the other one from the bottom. And now I've got two different strikers to make two different types of sounds essentially on the same call. So I do have a pot call stuffed in here. I just put it inside one of these little synthetic mesh pouch dealios just to keep it from scratched up. And then I have mouth calls in one of the mouth call pouches here on the front of my shoulder harness. So I can open that up. I can hold up to 3 mouth calls. And so that really covers all of my personal needs as far as it comes to calling. I'm a pretty minimal guy, and you know, if I can't reach them with a box call, if I can't sweet talk them with a slate, and if I can't finish them with a couple different diaphragms, it's okay if the turkeys win that day. We'll go find another one or try a different spot. On the inside of the vest itself, I'm able to undo this buckle here. I have an insulation layer. This is a Kuyu Kenai synthetic insulation. It doesn't compress as well as down, but it's a lot more durable. I mean, this thing's several years old. I wear this for most of the hunting that I do in general. I also have a jacket, but this is a really, really good layer. Have a set of gloves. Of course, I would normally have these on my hand. Nice to have gloves that are touchscreen compatible. So I've got those. On the bladder sleeve, on the inside of the game bag itself, I do run a 1.5 Osprey because I don't have water bottle holders on here, and I like to carry a lot of water. If we're going to be covering a bunch of ground, if we're going on a big walk, being able to have enough water is important. And I could just throw a couple water bottles in the back. That'd be totally fine as well. But I'll take advantage of having the ability to carry a bladder in this vest. So able to put that in there, route the bladder hose up through the harness, and down over the front there. Very, very simple, very streamlined, very minimal, and it checks all my main needs. There's a large dual zipper storage pocket on the back here. You can fit a lot of your different things in. I have, this is my solution basically for being able to carry a turkey, still be hands-free. Obviously you could throw it over your shoulder and carry it, but if you're walking long distances, sometimes swapping your gun back and forth from hand to hand isn't as enjoyable. And so this is a paracorded turkey sling, very simple. You've got your loops here. You'd feed the head through one end and you would cinch him up there. You do the opposite on his feet, and then you would just throw it over you like a sling. So I could be wearing my vest, be able to carry my gun, and be able to be hands-free with this little paracord guy. If you have a decoy bag, you can run that off the other side, or you can also fit a breeder hen or a submissive hen inside of this pouch as well. You're not going to have any luck fitting a Jake or a strutter decoy in here. You're going to have to carry that in probably its own bag, but again, this is a more minimal approach. On the inside there, I've got a headlamp, one of these Peak headlamps. These things are really, really nice. Couple different calls. I've got a microfiber cloth for the red dot on my shotgun. Couple extra calls. I have my sound gear. These are Phantoms. I unfortunately didn't take very good care of my ears in my youth. Bit the bullet and bought some good hearing protection, and man, I can hear really well with them, and obviously it protects my ears when I pull the trigger. So glad that I did that, and these guys are really, really cool. I enjoyed the process with them. Got the custom ear molds. It's quite the to-do. They're fairly expensive, but I only got one set of ears, so what the heck. That would cover kind of the gist of that, and then to show you really quick how this turkey seat works and some of the different ways that you can run that, I'll throw the vest on for you really quick here. Right now, obviously the turkey seat is up. We're walking along, calling, strike a bird. There's two different things I can do. I can first either just let these out to the full length of their extension and flip the seat over. So now I have a turkey seat that if I need to just be able to sit down, it's there to catch me already. Or if I want to fully deploy the seat even from the up position or when it's here, I've got these quick disconnect buckles. I just pinch those and now it's all the way down. And so you've got a couple different options on how to run that. And then you can obviously flip it back up, buckle it up, and you are good to go. The turkey seat can also benefit you in if you have extra things that you want to carry. Say I wanted to run a breeder hen decoy here and have an insulation layer here. I can fold this up and sandwich the decoy between the game bag and the seat itself, so it can aid you in being able to carry additional gear into the field. Like I said, it kind of checks all my boxes. I'm covering a lot of ground. I've got water, I've got calls, I've got shells. Kind of fits all of my needs. It's not overly complicated. Other things that I run as well. This is a First Light Phantom Leafy dealio. I spray paint these. This is kind of, I guess, color match to here in Utah where we're from. A lot of sagebrush, so a little more dry gray colors, but you could spray paint it, you know, depending on where you're going. And then the other reason that I like spray painting it is the leafy material on these is pretty flimsy. You know, when you first get it and you put it on, everything almost lays flat. So it's not really breaking up your outline. It is, but it isn't. And so being able to make these a little more rigid and adding spray paint helps them stand up, and I feel like it breaks up your outline a little bit better. Or maybe it makes me think that it does, and it's all in my head, so what else does it matter? And then I've got the balaclava as well, trying to make sure that my head's broke up. I wear a bino harness. That's one of the nice things about how minimal and flat this shoulder harness is it's comfortable to wear with your favorite binocular harness. This is a FHF fob, which means forward opening bino harness. It's a magnetic system, really slick, very, very nice. I run a pair of Leica 3200.coms on the inside. They are range finding binos, but I use them for a lot of my muzzle loading and my rifle hunting as well. And then I have a Sig Kilo 8K that I carry as well. I guess maybe overkill specifically on rangefinders, but it's nice, you know, if I'm just browsing over stuff, if I'm looking through the binoculars and I see something, I can immediately hit it and range it and have an idea of what's going on. And then, you know, if a bird's working in or I get caught off guard, being able to run just my handheld is a lot more minimal. I don't have to open this and take out binoculars. I can grab a rangefinder, get a range, put it back, and minimize my movement that way. So what would turkey hunting be without a shotgun? You got to have that. This is a TriStar Viper G2. This is a 28 gauge, and this is what I'll be taking on this upcoming trip, but I also have it in a 410. I've been shooting the 410 and hunted with that earlier this year, had great success, went to California, was able to kill my 3 birds there. No issues with the 410. The stuff that we're hunting, they're gonna be close, and so it makes sense. Some of the stuff we're gonna go hunt a little more open country, and I feel like we need a legitimate 40-yard gun and something with a little bit heavier payload if we need to punch through some additional brush and stuff as well. So that's why I'm going with the 28 on this particular trip. I have a Code Black. It's a 515 constriction. Very, very nice aftermarket choke. It is. It throws one heck of a pattern out of this gun. The stock choke in this gun shoots great as well. Shoots really nice hunting patterns. out to 40-ish yards, but I like to tinker, and saw a bunch of different reviews and ended up trying this, and it worked out great with my hand load. So that's what I'm hunting with. Have the absolute utmost confidence that this is gonna do the trick. This is topped with a Burris Fastfire 2. I think the Fastfire 4 just was released recently. I have a couple 3s. I like the 2 because it has a simple on and off switch on the 3s, and I believe on the 4s it is a button that you have to push. Now, the 2, I believe, is a 4, or maybe it's a, I think it's a 4 MOA red dot, so it's a little bit bigger than the red dot that's on the 3. Not a super big deal for me. I just got to put the red dot on the turkey's head if it's inside of 40 yards. I don't care if I can see the entire turkey's body. I just want to be able to know where my red dot is. And on the 3, I would accidentally always push the little knob on the back of it, and I wouldn't turn it on. Granted, you could walk around and leave it on 24/7, but this is super simple, on, off. That works great for me. That kind of covers the gun. And then our shells, this is a custom hand load that we spun up here. This is 1 3/8 ounces of 9s, and it is a heck of a load. We've actually got a couple other videos, one patterning turkey guns, which you guys can check that out as well. We'll put a link down in the description. And we also have another video on hand loading TSS. So if you're interested in either of those beyond the time that we've taken out of your day to watch this video, go ahead and check those out. In a nutshell, I think that covers everything. Super excited to get back on the road, chase some more turkeys, and we'll catch you later this spring.